Okay. I'm recording up here. Okay, so far, we did this yesterday, or the day before. We've got Atticus, his sister Alexandra, and brother Uncle Jack. And then we decided that Scout and Jim were Atticus's kids, Scout is Jean Louise, and Jim is Jeremy, and Scout's our narrator. Who else have we met thus far in your reading? Yeah. Dill, okay. He's not related to the Finches. Who is Dill related to, or how does he end up in Maycomb?
He's there for the summer with his aunt.
Yeah, Aunt. Do you remember her name?
No.
Rachel?
Maybe.
It's Aunt Rachel. I don't know, John, how to do the aunt thing, so we're just gonna, say that he's staying there. An aunt, because I don't know the sisters' names and all that. Now, let's talk about ages. What's the ages between Scout and Jim?
4 years.
Yeah, she says he's 4 years my senior, which means he's 4 years older than me. So Jim is, we're going to say +4. And what about Dill? He's 1 year older than Scout. Okay? So it's Scout, and then 1 year older is Dill and Jim. But Dill looks much younger, right? They say he's like really small and kind of fussy looking. Alright, so Dill is staying next door to Aunt Rachel. Rachel lives next door to Atticus. So Dill's coming and spending every summer with her. And so he becomes a playmate with Scout and Jim. Right? The three of them. Who is Dill obsessed with right off the bat? Boo Radley. I'm going to put the Radleys over here.
Is Boo his first name?
No, it's a nickname. Have you learned his first name yet? It's Arthur. Arthur Boo Radley. Now he does have a brother, Nathan Radley, and he has parents that they call Mr. Radley, not to be confused. So there's a mom and a dad, and then they've got 2 kids, Arthur, Boo, and Nathan. However, at this point in the story, mom and dad are gone. Nathan's running the house. They're going to flash back and talk about Boo. What do you know about Boo so far?
Didn't he stab someone in the leg?
Okay. So Boo is a grown-up. He's around Atticus's age. But the kids have never laid eyes on him. He's this mysterious creature in the house down the street. Nobody ever goes in or out of the house except for the one adult who will walk to the grocery store and back. They don't interact with people. They don't go to church. They don't go to events. They don't sit on their front porch and chat with the neighbors like everybody else does. There's a lot of mystery surrounding this house. The house is dilapidated. It's creepy looking. It looks haunted. And the kids are really kind of obsessed. Did you guys ever have a house like that in your neighborhood? Maybe there's one house was kind of scary and you guys made up stories about who lived there, or I heard so and so. It's a family got murdered there in that house, and these stories become the legends of little kids. Or maybe there really was a murder. I don't know. Yeah. So Dill and Scout and Jim are very interested in Boo. And then it does tell the story of when Boo was a teenager. He was a perfectly normal kid. As a teenager, he kind of fell in with a wilder crowd. And that's what you're talking about with the stabbing in the leg. He makes a couple of mistakes, steals a cop car with some friends. But when all of his friends get sent to a juvie type situation and they serve their time and they go to school and they move on, Boo's dad doesn't want him going to jail. He wants him released to his custody. And that's when he locks Boo up in the house. Nobody sees him for several years until the mom comes running out of the house one day because Boo just stabbed his dad in the leg with scissors while he was cutting out stuff in the paper. Just stabs him in the leg. So then they arrest him again. He's going to go to a mental facility. And the dad once again is no, Bradley's going to a mental facility. I want him back in my custody, and he's released once again, and nobody has seen him in like, I think it said like 20 years, 15. So the kids are just, well, they're less than 15, right? So they've never laid eyes on him. All they know is the stories they hear perpetuated from the busybody neighbors and older kids who tell the stories. So what does Bill want to do? Yeah, it says, I know you didn't know it at the time because it's the first page, but when Scout and Jim was first talking about the summer Dill first came to us, the summer Dill tried to make Boo Radley come out, they're going to spend much of their time trying to entice this monster to come out of the house. What are some of the rumors that surround Boo? What are some of the things he supposedly does? Yeah, eats cats. Huh? And squirrels.
Raw.
Okay. What about the pecans at the Radley house? Have you got there yet?
Yeah, they can't be touched by the children.
Yeah, the Radley house is like right at the corner of the schoolyard, and there's this big, beautiful pecan tree, and the kids would normally want to eat the pecans that are laying along the like playground area, but not Radley pecans. Radley pecans will kill you, so they say they're poisonous. That he sneaks out at night, that he scratches on people's windows, that he's like 9 foot tall, that if he blows on your flowers, they'll die. So there's all kinds of like crazy rumors that surround Boo Radley. Have we met anybody else yet that we need to put on here?
The teacher.
Who's the woman running the Finch household? Her name begins with a C.
Elizabeth Taft.
Calpurnia. Calpurnia is in charge of things. She is a black woman who does not live with the Finches. She lives in her own home and has her own family. But she is like the cook, the nanny, the housekeeper. She is running things in that house. Don't think she's not. She disciplines the children. She runs Atticus's house. And Atticus loves her. He respects her. He treats her like one of the family. It is not a subservient situation at all. Atticus is very much tells the kids, do what Cal says, do as she says, she's in charge, and he knows she's treated like one of the family. Because remember, Atticus's wife is dead, so the kids don't have a mother. She died when Scout was just 2 and Jim was 6. So Calpurnia is going to be there a lot, and she's a very influential character. Scout doesn't appreciate her very much because she's always getting on to Scout, like, Scout, you better do what you're told, you better act right. And of course, like any little child, she resents that. But Calpurnia is a very strong, influential character for the Finch children. Okay, so are things kind of clear now of who's who? I'm glad you are more understanding of who the Radleys are and you're not lost on them. Okay. We just got a couple minutes left, so.
Is his name Boo because he's scary?
Is his name Boo?